mutual project between me, Alec Vinantran, and who is part of the architectural studio based in Berlin in Vietnam, named VNA. So we entitled our project is Latin Lotus, which is the makeup word combination of Latin vowel, which is the typical socialist housing in Eastern Germany, but also like in the socialist Soviet in the past. And the lotus, which is the kind of like the symbol in Vietnam, but also like religiously, but also as a symbol of the historical figure. And in our project that we speculate the future, like the perfect future socialist city. And we contextualize that in Vinh, which is one city in the central of Vietnam. And it is actually one of the very origin of the revolution in Vietnam, also the hometown of Ho Chi Minh. So in this project, I invite VNA as the city mayor to imagine what could be happen in the future in order to think of urban planning. But in terms of like, what does it mean to be socialism in the future, that it's not being corrupted, but in thinking of what is the relationship between human and the environment, and human together as the community. So basically, I have been approached VNA since last year, I think, to thinking of this idea. And we have been working together of conceptualize what does it mean to be urban planning in the future. And so right now it's kind of like the period of solidified everything that we have been thinking into the form of the artwork together. So in this residency for 4 months that we are right now doing the realization of the urban planning of this city, doing like some kind of poetic approach of filming our manifesto. And then during this residency, we also trying to experiment the way of how to display the feeling of the urban planning without making the architectural model.
I think we are working now in two quite deep-precise ways. One side, we go deep in all political, cultural, and social to realize our city. We try to think about how to develop a real city to the ideology of our city. But as a side, later maybe I and Alec have to choose the material to show in our project at ACC after the residency time, because we can't show all the aspects of urban planning. We just choose the right material to show is in the way of very minimal limbs, but very abstract, on the surface of the exhibition. But the qualification of the show expects that it should be minimal but very deep in all the meaning of the real world.
Now is that we really go into finalize what is the urban planning. So we've done that, and then right now we are in the process of using that urban planning as the kind of like the platform, and then we build up the narrative that I combine actually different inspiration from other sources to build up the storytelling, and that storytelling comes from different vital and important works in philosophy, but also in dance. For example, that I used the Stravinsky ballet, The Rite of Spring, to build up the let's say the framework of narrative. And then I also used the text from Communist Manifesto, but also from fictional movie like The Matrix, or from The Stalker, and other resources. So right now we are doing the video work, the film, based on the urban planning. And then in the exhibition, we will showcase the film that we are making that now, and together with the spatial installation that is designed by V&A, that will kind of embrace the video, but also conceptualize the core idea of what they mean in urban planning for the future. So you can see that here is the combination of actually visual artwork with a lot of architectural elements. So the architectural elements embracing the video sculptures and video installation. And in this Platon Lotus is the final work that you can see that there are two videos, two moving images. One is the Platon Lotus over there, and it's a kind of like 3D experimentation storytelling about what is the future, in a way like, let's say post-human. We don't know if that is human or cyborg or even ghost, but what remains is the ideology of what is the ideal communism, or what is the ideal communist city in the future in the context of Vinh City in Vietnam. And then in this very short video is named Haiku for Vinh, is the very abstract, in a way like my journal poetry for the Vinh City, which is also the hometown of my grandma, and whose family was really torn by the ideological war of North and South, or during the Cold War. And embracing these video elements are the architectural framework, as you can see, and it's designed based on the modularization, which is the method that the V&A Architecture Studio applies when they thinking of urban planning in Vinh City. When I asked them to be the actor as the political mayor of the city. So you can see that the floor, the wall, which is stretched fabric on MDF, and even the ceiling, everything is really square in modular. And that's really matching with the Platon Lotus video. So it creates, in a way, like the Gesamtkunstwerk, feeling, immersive feeling for the audience coming to the artwork. So this 4 months residency at ACC in Gwangju, Korea really gives me the time to concentrate and focus on the final step of the project Platon Lotus that I had already started for nearly 2 years with V&A. This final step is, in a way, kind of like the consolidation of all of our research and speculation in the last previous months, or let's say 18 months. And actually this doesn't end here, because the film Platon Lotus here is, in a way, like the short version. And I'm developing the longer short film based on this work, and hopefully it will be exhibited other places around the world.